Hola, amiga! Welcome to SnailMail.
SnailMail.
This is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully you have some fun plans this weekend. Shout out to all my friends that are out on Barrett Lake.
And our friends out on the Rubicon.
And our friends on the Rubicon. Oh, that's right.
Might need to talk to you after this episode.
I'm easily swayed, Jimmy. Just FYI.
Good to know.
All right, so
you like to cuddle.
Yep. The mule has a lot of interior space for cuddling. Just FYI.
I like it.
All right, so this is Friday's episode where we go over voicemails from you guys, the listeners and gals out there. Have we had a female call in yet? I don't think we have.
Think we have.
Yeah. We'll have to make Dolly call in at some point.
Maybe. Yeah.
She
Amber hasn't called in? Like,
I don't think
I'm
Amber's
shocked
called
if
in.
we haven't had a female caller yet.
Right?
I mean, we're over a year of doing snail mail episodes too.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Okay. But our demographic is like on the back end does say it's like 99.8% male.
99.8% wieners out there.
Yep.
Whatever.
And the other one's probably like Mike Smith.
Yes.
Who's registered on our Snail Squad member under his wife.
Yep. He's registered on Spotify as Yvonne too.
Yeah.
So
that's our female listener right there.
That's funny. But anyways, hopefully everybody has some fun plans this weekend. We have 24 voicemails to hit today.
I think we caught up a little bit.
We did. We haven't gained. We went through more than we gained.
Yes.
Well, since last time. So,
perfect.
Let's continue that trend, shall we?
Let's try it.
All right. First one up.
Yes.
Is Keith from Canada.
Ooh, Canadian Keith.
I didn't know we had any Canadian listeners.
Apparently we do. One of them.
Hey, it's Keith from Canada,
Hey.
You guys were talking about electric vehicles and them not paying the fuel tax. I think the mileage idea is a great idea. Up here in BC, we when we do our insurance, we have to send a photograph of our odometer. I don't know if that would help more on the mileage or fuel tax. I think that the electric vehicles need to pay tax, but they're also heavier on the roads, a lot of them. They run heavy-duty tires, a lot of them, and just on the side, some of their tires are even full of foam. I deliver tires for a living.
Huh.
Okay, Keith from Canada. I'm out of here. Bye.
Good day.
Thanks,
or is that Australia?
That's Australia.
Yeah, okay.
Could be Kiwi, New Zealand.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks for calling in, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
All of you.
Yeah, all you guys. All one of you in BC. That's I'm warming up to more and more the mileage idea.
Yeah.
As long as it gets rid of the gas tax and they repeal the full gas tax, I'm okay with it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a fair way of saying if you use the roads more, you pay more towards your share of using the roads.
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Somebody sent us a video that said that they're doing a new bill or something like that here in California. It's just like a flat fee. Everybody's going to be paying more money for road infrastructure because of electric vehicles and all that. And I'm like, how does that make sense?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Why am I paying more if I don't own an electric vehicle?
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it was like just electric vehicles, but they made it sound like everybody is going to pay more.
Huh.
And they're going to keep the gas tax because less people are using gas than that have been. So I'm like, this is all wrong. This is like now the person that has gas is paying double.
Yeah.
So there's no answer. I like the mileage idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to a pick and pull.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy a dash.
An odometer.
An odometer dash.
Take a picture of that.
And take a picture of that every year and just like move it up a few ticks.
Yeah.
You know,
I've only drove 2 miles this year. That was weird.
Yeah. I really didn't drive it.
Yeah. I like that idea though.
Dash?
In lieu, no, no, bad Jimmy. No, I like the idea of mileage. I think I just think we need to find a good way to enforce it. Cause taking a picture of a dash, as we just heard, very easy to get around. And without putting in granny monitors into cars, right? Like that's the only way I could foresee a mileage tax really working, is to put a granny monitor into a car. But I don't trust corporations and governments to only monitor mileage with those granny monitors.
No, I don't either.
So that's, I think, where I'm having the issue, is how to implement the mileage tax.
I'm sure they could take it off of Google Maps. Because I guarantee you, even when you are not using Google Maps,
it's storing the data where you go,
tracking your movements and everything. And,
True.
And to some extent, I think that's, even when you're not using Google Maps, they're getting that data to show traffic and what's going on.
Yeah, it could be.
And so I'm sure the data is already out there.
So if, let's just say, hypothetical, Google agrees to give them your driving distance data from Google Maps.
Yes.
Does that now open a can of worms that sets a precedence that the government has rights to grab other data from Google?
Yes.
So
also,
see, you got an implementation issue.
Also, my problem with that is I ride in vehicles that I'm not driving.
Fair. That's fair, yeah.
And they don't know if I'm riding or driving.
That's fair. That's a good point.
So it really...
Yeah, carpoolers now are getting charged 5 times on their...
right?
Their mileage tax.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a really good point too. See, so that wouldn't work. It would have to be something tied to the vehicle. I mean, you have ECUs and vehicles can download data. It keeps all sorts of data. I mean, they have all the odometers are electric nowadays. So like you could easily tap into a vehicle's odometer remotely, but then that again sets the precedence of, if the government can get that data, what other data are they allowed to get from the vehicle manufacturers?
Yeah. I do my taxes differently than you do it because I use mileage to write off of like how far I've driven. I can use that mileage to write off money on my taxes, right?
Yep.
You do it the other way,
receipts, straight receipts,
which is just straight receipts.
Yep.
I use an app to help me track my mileage, and it'll track every movement that happens. Like if you go faster than, 5 miles an hour or whatever.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is, but it says like, oh, you're accelerating this quick and you're sustaining a speed this fast. You probably are in a vehicle.
Yeah.
Right. And so my thing is, sometimes I have to say like, this was a run, or this was a workout, or this, I was a passenger, if I was like riding with my parents or a friend or something. And, and sometimes when I'm in my wife's car, right, I've now entered that into the software just to track sort of how much I'm actually driving total. Yeah. Right. Just even though I can't use that one as any data, but it's a fun tracking point for me. But I wish there was a way to have like an RFID chip within the vehicle.
Okay.
So that, because I have to tell my phone, am I in Clifford? Am I in Bobcat? Am I in Charlotte? Am I in Bluebird, which is the wife's car?
Okay.
Right. Am I in any of these? Which vehicle am I in when I did this trip? And then I say, was this business or was it personal? Right. And so that one to me, like I think you can't figure that out, easily if it's business or personal, but you should be able to figure out if you're in one of those vehicles.
Yeah.
And so I think there could be an app situation there to some extent.
I agree. I think that the problem with the app situation is that you still have to have user input.
Yes,
you
do.
On that, right? So the user could easily say, no, all these 5,000 miles I drove last week was as a passenger.
Exactly. Yeah. Because there are some times that I am driving my wife's car, and there's times when I'm a passenger in my wife's car, right? So there's definitely that.
Yeah.
But, and I think that you still would have to, my insurance requires me to take photos of my odometer and send them in. So, I think there could be a level there on the insurance side of things too.
Yeah.
That is, they're already getting that data.
True. But it's super easy to fake that data.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I don't know. How do you
haven't
do
bought
it
a
so
dash for that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. John and Renee Allen.
I do.
Their insurance dropped them at one point, their vehicle insurance, auto insurance, because they thought that John and Renee were faking their odometer mileages.
Sure.
Because they have on the two Jeeps, on the two Jeeps, they don't drive anywhere. They get trailered everywhere.
Right.
So they're like, there's no way you only drove 20 miles last year.
Right.
In this, you're faking it. And they dropped them and they're like, no, we have 2 trailers. We have 2 tow rigs. We have, they're absolutely, we can go only 20 miles in a rig in 1 year. Mm-hmm. And insurance didn't believe them. So they dropped them. They had to go find another insurance. Yeah.
Yeah. We've just gone through a whirlwind of insurance with my family. Mm-hmm. And from when I got in my car accident with Clifford, I got dropped from that insurance that I've been
so crazy
with.
to me.
I don't get that's
so asinine. I don't get it.
I've been with that company for like 15 years. I get in an accident and they drop me.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like, I have 15 years of a good record and I screw up once.
Yeah.
Or I get in an accident once, which was my fault. Mm-hmm. Right. And then they're like, no, we can't, you're not worthy of being insured anymore by us. I'm like,
for-profit insurance companies. Woo.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And then we moved over to another company and the other company threatened to drop us because I have a business registered at the home address. Which one of these vehicles is used for business? And the funny thing is the SnailTrail 4x4 business was not registered at that address. It was my graphic design business. And so my graphic design, I was like, I work from home. Yeah. This is a remote job. Yeah. I don't drive at all. And they're like, no, that's not how this works. One of your vehicle has to be used for work.
No,
I'm like, I don't, nobody needs to go. I walk from the bedroom to my office. Like that's how they're like adamant. And so Clifford already had the ding. So I was like, okay, fine. Clifford will put on business insurance.
I would put Becky on there.
Yeah. So I had to register that. And then the next year they came back and they asked for photos of all the vehicles. And they said 2 things. And I think they figured out SnailTrail 4x4 somehow. But they said, are any vehicles modified for off-road use?
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh, fuck. The second thing they said, do any of yours have decals of your business on them? Okay. None of them have my decals, but they're like, Bobcat is modified for off-road use. We can't insure that one.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So now I put Bobcat on the business insurance. Right. Oh. And then we're like, this is stupid. They're just like nickel and diming us. So we did another round and we ended up going with Geico. Geico insured all of our vehicles, no questions asked. Yep. And like almost half the amount that we were paying at the other company.
Yeah. What was the other company?
It was Casual California, California Casualty. Okay. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't remember completely, so I've been ignoring it.
Perfect. The
original one was State Farm.
State Farm. Interesting.
The one that dropped me.
So yeah, I was with AAA, and when they were going to charge me, it was something like $1,200 a month to insure the Lexus because they didn't have it in their system, so they didn't know what it was.
Okay.
And I was like,
it's a brand new vehicle. Figure your shit out.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, the VIN's not in our system. And I'm like, what? That's not my problem.
Yeah.
Like,
so
anyways, I was like, it would be cheaper for me to self-insure it than use you guys. And they were just not being a pain in the ass. So I switched and went to State Farm. And then State Farm dropped the insurance twice just due to them forgetting to do paperwork. So I said, fuck you guys. You don't know how to run business. And I ended up over in Geico.
Yeah.
And Geico was super streamlined, super simple, super easy, and half the cost of State Farm and like a third the cost of AAA.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
like, okay, they're doing
and we got a better policy.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify that. It's like, we didn't downgrade our policy to get half the cost. We got an actual better policy than what we had at California Casualty or whatever it was. and it was about half as much.
Yeah.
Which it's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, Geico want to sponsor SnailTrail4x4.
Right. Apparently you guys got both of us already.
Yeah.
So.
We can get a snail and a gecko together.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right. We're off to a good start on getting through a bunch of voicemails today.
One voicemail halfway through the episode.
All right. Next one up. I don't see a name.
No name.
But it's 3 minutes long. Timed out.
What's your name?
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey guys, first time caller, long time listener. My name is Bret. I'm from Texas. I guess if I had a nickname, you could call me ShitBox Bret. Mainly because most of all my rigs started out as shitboxes. Anyway, been wheeling through this for a long time. I've got an 89 Truggy. That was kind of the one that got me hooked. But I also have some others now. The main ones, I've got a JL137, so I even have a Jeep. But the main thing I wheel is a buggy on 43s. So it looks like a Toyota, although nothing's Toyota about it. It's got a 14 bolt rear Ford outcome. Anyways, Texas has some killer rock family safety. In fact, November, Tennessee Rock, Mason, Texas, you gotta you get a chance. Super hardcore, sand hollow, maybe even a little extreme. Anyway, the other day I got called in about the compressor being hot after filling the tires, and he was kind of why. You guys answered the question. Or anything, but it's fine. A lot of people get this confused about how compressors work, and I just thought I'll give them the bottom line is the heat from compressors actually come from friction and the piston. There is some of that, but it's very small. I would say about 5%. And the majority of the heat comes from the first law of thermodynamics, which is really conservation of energy. So as that compressor does the work to compress the air, that work has to be expressed some way, and it's being done as molecular kinetic energy. So more or less heat, the energy is conserved and expressed as heat. So even if the compressor was 100% efficient, you would still have a tremendous amount of heat created because there's just no way around it. You're compressing that air. There is no way to not have that heat. So that's why you see like intercoolers on turbo cars, because you've got all that heat being created by compressing that air. And so you need to try to get rid of it to help improve the density of that air so that when the motor runs better. Anyways, if you wanted to design your compressor to have no heat when you were done filling the tires, you would have to maybe blow some fans on the fins. Anyways, that's about all I got. Keep crawling.
What was his name?
Bret?
Was it Bret?
Bret or Bret? One of those two.
B-R-I-T?
It's
Bret?
not in here. It's not in
ShitBox Bret?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Mm-hmm. We missed a good chunk of that. I'm sure that you heard as well. I guess we could, PSA, like if you're going to call in, try to be in a good area or try to, hold your hand to your ear or whatever so that you're not muffling yourself somehow. Mm-hmm. But it sounded like he was the point of the call was about heating up the compressors getting hot. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think he covered it very well, no matter regardless to any friction that might be happening inside of a compressor, the compression of air heats everything up.
That's how diesels work.
And 100%. That's how diesels work and run and cause the explosion that happens with no spark. But yeah, I think, valid point. Good call. I wish we could have heard you a little clearer.
Yep. I agree. I don't think the goal is to create a compressor that doesn't create heat because like you said, it's impossible. The goal is how do you most efficiently dissipate that heat?
Sure.
And the higher the working pressure of the compressor, the hotter it's going to run. And by doing one tire at a time with high volume compressors, you increase that working pressure and make a hotter running compressor.
By increasing the pressure, you're increasing the work load and efficiency on the compressor. And that's also then, like you're saying, turns into heat.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
So I think you just need to add an intercooler.
I know we need intercoolers on our compressors. Yeah. That'd be sweet.
And little turbos on the manifolds.
That would be crazy. You give me some ideas, Jimmy.
I like it.
Next up is Beer Craig.
Beer Craig.
Yeah.
All right. Bring it on.
No transcript, but hit the 3-minute and called back. So we'll see what we got.
Hey, it's Beer Craig. I'm going to go for a record short time here, but also story time. And this is trust yourself, and also maybe don't listen to your significant other and mother sometimes. So
the important
I would drive a
life.
Sturgeon Tacoma, and I came back. So I went on a wheeling trip, and I got super stuck, and then I winched myself out because I only can rely on myself. And then I went on vacation for a week and a half, and I came back, and there's a puddle of oil underneath my truck. Also, I put a Fushimoto, I don't know, whatever valve on my oil cap because I hate changing the oil on my Tacoma. And so I thought that was leaking. It wasn't leaking. It was leaking from where my axle meets my disc. And I said, oh, shoot, I broke the needle bearing right there. And I told my wife, and I told my mom that. Mom said, well, you better take it to the shop. I was like, no, I think I can fix that. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's a little bit of a leak. Like, I got it. It's fine. It's in two-wheel drive most of the time. So my mom, she said, like, I'm going to give you money. You go get it fixed. Like, I don't want you to argue. Here's my car. Like, you need to take it to a shop. Like, you have a wife, 3 kids. You're the primary thing. This is not your record. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. So I had to go. I had to take it to the shop. The shop told me I had to replace my entire front axle, and it was $5,000. Which is hell no. Like, if we're spending $5,000, like we're solid axling. Like, we're gonna do some shit. I'm not paying someone $5,000 to end up in the same spot. And I said no, and I argued and whatever. Left, didn't do it.
Oh,
was that the 3 minutes? Okay.
Yep. I'm interested in this story.
I know. I'm intrigued.
Here we go. Continuing.
Beer card again. Sorry. I don't think that was 3 minutes, but I got cut off. So I'm going to speed run this. I said I can fix it. Everyone told me no. I said I know exactly what it is. No. I took it to a shop. Instead of $5,000, it's $500. It's a $86 part. Needle bearing into a clamshell bearing. I was right. Also, I have another story about my wife's car and her transmission that I'm not going to talk about right now because I'm sorry, I already messed up. But if you want to hear that story, I will, in 6 months when this comes out, I'll tell it. But I'm sorry, bye. I'm doing my best. Love you guys. I don't know. Please forgive me. God.
Beer Craig has the best sign-offs.
He does. You really do.
That's funny.
And a little rollover once in a while isn't too bad, Beer Craig. Yeah, we please, we're trying to keep it to one voicemail so we can try to catch up. Wait, no, some people are long-winded, but yeah, that wasn't too shabby.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you trusted your gut. I'm glad you know enough about mechanics to be able to fix that. And the needle bearing on the 3rd gen Tacoma is not difficult to do. You do need this special little pull-out tool, and that's about it. The needle bearings are stock. And did you put in new needle bearings? That's my question, because they do make a solid spacer to replace that. And if you, one of the problems, I've done that one on my 3rd gen, because everybody was like, you're shaking, the rattling, everything that's going on in your truck is because of the needle bearings. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll change that out. And I changed it out, and I'm still having the symptoms. So, it's not always, maybe I should trust my gut more and not listen to my friends to some extent as well, Beer Craig. But the needle bearings are not a $5,000 job. So,
that's
good
crazy.
job.
I think that there's too many mechanics and shops, and especially dealerships nowadays, where it seems like the status quo is to just replace the whole assembly rather than fix the single part.
Kind of. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think a lot of it comes down to, we don't know exactly what's wrong. So we're just going to change this whole thing out.
Yeah.
Which we think is the problem.
Yeah.
We think the problem might be in there.
Yeah.
We don't want to change that one gasket because you're leaking. We are going to just put in a new part.
Yeah.
And that'll solve it.
Yeah.
I think that's somewhat the case. Yeah.
I think dealerships especially are doing this with engines. Like if you have an issue, I forget, I want to say it was Chevy, was having a major issue in some of the cylinders of their new engines.
Toyota was too.
And Toyota too. That's funny. And instead of just going in and replacing like the piston, they're just like, just pull the whole engine, put a whole new engine in. We'll send all the bad engines that are doing this back to a factory wherever they are, and either disassemble them, part them out, recycle them, or fix the issues there.
Yeah.
And send it back out as new crate engines again.
Right.
So I feel like that's becoming more the norm at dealerships, just swap out its tire assemblies. And I feel like that's starting to make its way down into mechanic shops, quote unquote.
Yeah, maybe.
So
also, I mean, to some extent, some of these things are harder to get into, and it's easier just to pull it and replace it.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, needle bearing is like a $6 part, but and then to the shop, it's easier just for them to change out the entire differential, which could be $5,000. It's like, but that's not the case. Yeah. So, yeah, I know that was like the 3rd gen Tundras were having motor issues, and they're just like, we're pulling the motor, like we're replacing all the motors.
Yeah.
Like if there was an issue, if you're within this range, you had a warranty to bring your vehicle in, and they were going to change your motor out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, wild. But glad you figured it out, Beer Craig. Good job.
Next one.
Yeah.
I think is D.O.T. Travis.
Okay.
It's a Travis. So we'll see if it's D.O.T. Travis. And we'll see what he's got.
All right.
Hey boys, it's D.O.T. Travis here. Hey, I'm just listening to the SnailMail episode. You guys were making a joke about the trail ratings and people not reading them, and so maybe we should do pictures. And I just want to say that Texas tried that. We actually went to what we would call like a pictogram style sign for a lot of the roadway signs, and people still didn't read it. Didn't help. Anyway, love the show. Bye, boys.
Nice. They went to the IKEA method of doing pictures, no words. See if people figure it out. And it turns out people just don't read. They just don't look.
No, they then that could be the case. They're just going to hit a trail to hit the trail. Nick from Montana sent us, or me, a photo.
Okay.
And then he said, Here's the solution to trail ratings. 2 kinds of people read this sign. The first, oh, that's dangerous. The second, hey, that sounds like fun. Right? So there's no winning here.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Pops and I found this. Obviously we're going to ride it. So, and the sign says extreme trail conditions ahead. The motorized trail beyond this point is recommended for expert level riders only. A portion of this trail has severely eroded, exposed roots, rocks, and deep ruts on the terrain. Somebody's going to be
like fun.
Oh, that's too difficult for me. And everybody else is going to be like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah, I think the point is like, even if you say it's a black diamond or the most like the hardest trail around, you're going to get the 2 types of people, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's a little bit beyond my skill level. I'm going to stop, or fuck it. Let's try it.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Is there any fix to that? I don't think there is.
No, can't fix stupid.
No, you can't fix stupid. You just set up social safety nets for stupidity.
And I really fall in the stupid category.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, because I'm thinking about it, like, what do you do when the person who is under-equipped, under-geared, under-skilled looks at that sign and says, that looks like fun. Let's go do that.
Yeah.
And then they get themselves in a really shitty situation. Yep. I mean, that's what we have search and rescue for.
Yeah.
That's what I think we have volunteer organizations like NorCal 4x4 Rescue. So I think that's really what just comes down to is you just put up a sign. You're like, yo, this is what's going on. Proceed at your own caution, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have to have some sort of social net because we can't just leave somebody to die out there if they get themselves in over the heads, right?
Yeah. So, even if you put something like, if you have an issue, please contact 911 or search and rescue at these phone numbers. Nobody reads that stuff, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And nobody's online. The people that are out there doing stupid are not online looking at it prior. You know, they're just like, oh, I heard there's a cool trail out there. I want to go hit it one way or another.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good
even
point.
if it's pictures or words or a multi-number system, it doesn't matter if nobody's going to check it out.
That's true.
Yeah.
I will say, somebody wrote in, I want to say it was, I just had the name in my head. I forgot it now. Anyways,
Raul.
No, they wrote in, I think it was an email to both of us.
Oh.
And gave us screenshots from Trails Off-Road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Evan Cook.
Evan Cook, thank you. That is the name I was thinking of. So anyways, giving us screenshots of Trails Off-Road and that app and how it lays out everything. And I really like it.
Yeah.
So
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that a little last snail mail, but it had, if you're a basic vehicle, here's the difficulty. If you're a built vehicle, here's the difficulty. Yeah.
But also it has a way for a user to rate the given trail rating versus what they think is the trail actually is afterwards. So there's also a space for user input.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So
cool.
It's like, it seems like Trails Off-Road has taken all these kind of different things that we've been teasing out during the whole trail ratings conversations.
They've been listening to us
and they've implemented it in their app, or they had already implemented it and we've just randomly come to the same conclusions. But Trails Off-Road looks pretty nice. I want to talk to Onyx now about implementing something like that.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Next up, we got time for one more.
Yeah, let's do one more. We'll piss off. Who was it?
I don't remember who was it saying not to go too long or whatever.
It was Richard from Atlanta. That's right.
Well, this is Nathan from Pittsburgh.
Perfect.
Let's see what Nathan's got.
I don't know if we've had a Pittsburgh caller yet.
I don't think we have either.
All right.
Hey, Jimmy and Tyler. This is Nathan from Pittsburgh. It's been a little bit since I called. I'm just calling and saying, hoping to get a chance to meet up with you guys out at Trail Hero here in October. My wife and I are flying out there. We're excited. We had such a good time in May when we were out there for Trail Hero X. We're coming back for Trail Hero. Not driving the Jeep cross country this time though. I'm going to fly out and actually rent a side by side, change it up a little bit from what we normally wheel. So that's definitely exciting. See if you guys, over there. See if I can track you down and meet you, because probably won't hear this voicemail till sometime in December, I think, with the way you guys are going on voicemails. And I guess we'll do a date check here. It's September 8th, so see how long it takes to hear this one on the podcast. But hope you guys are having a great day, and keep up the good work on the show. Thanks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Thanks, Nathan.
Today is September 30th that we're recording. So technically
almost 4 weeks.
Almost 8. 3.5. 3 in 1 day. The 29th would be 3 weeks.
Okay.
So 22 days is how long it took that to get here. This episode is coming out on the Friday of Trail Hero, though.
Yeah.
So, and that's the Nathan I know him from. He did Trail Hero X, and we got him some Morphlite gear for
cool.
Trail Hero X.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we're not at Trail Hero.
Nope.
Sorry, Nathan. Morphlate is.
Yep.
So you can go say hi to Ryan, Sean, or Isaiah, who are out there at Trail Hero. So you can do that. I might say you can go find Jason Green.
Yeah, track him down.
Track down Whaling Wine and Whiskey. Jason's out there. And otherwise, I mean, if you go find
track
Jason,
him down, and please, Nathan, please do me a favor. Track down Jason and say, "Hey, Jimmy, nice to see you. Meet you finally. Can I get an autograph?
Can I get some stickers?"
And then when he says who he is, be like, "Oh, sorry, I confused you for somebody else," and walk away like you don't know who he is at all.
That'd be hilarious.
Anyways,
sort of like the ladies on that run that you guys were on when they some ladies were asking if they SnailTrail 4x4, and Jason and Chris were like, "No, but we run a podcast too," or something like that.
Whaling Wine and Whiskey.
But Tyler from Snail Trail is right behind us, and then they just turned and walked away from them. Yeah.
That was really funny. Yeah. Anyways, one of my highlights in my adult life.
There you go.
All right, so we're down to 18 voicemails.
All right, below 20.
Below 20.
Nobody call in.
I know, right? Don't call in anymore.
Don't
Just
call in. We don't want to go above 20.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Only one person can call in.
Yeah, we have slots for 2 people. I'm going to limit the voicemail box
above
to
20. Sure. Okay. We did have a caller calling in that was having a hard time getting in. So I'm curious what maybe every time they called in, somebody else was calling in. I don't know.
I don't know. That was weird. We got a feedback that the voicemail wasn't working. Like it wasn't going to voicemail at all.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, you tried to call in and you said it wasn't going to voicemail.
It didn't go to voicemail for me either. And then when you called in, you tried it and said it worked. And then I tried it and it worked. And then they tried it and said it doesn't work.
It still didn't work for them?
Nope.
Interesting. I wonder if Google has them listed as a spam number for some reason.
I don't know. Or maybe you blocked them once.
Maybe. Maybe he was calling about a car warranty one time and I was like, I don't need that one.
Yeah, nope. I wonder if I can find him real quick so I can give him the credit for what he said.
Oh, did he end up messaging you what he was trying to say? Nice.
Yes, here it is. Okay, he said to you information about Premiere Welders.
Oh.
He said, well, can you tell him the Premiere Welder has a large current relay in the unit and they are very sensitive to over voltage?
Really?
So maybe this is right in line with your radios.
Yeah, the radios and the Willwood
calipers. Now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
When the relay is triggered on off, they have a habit of sticking. When you turn the welder off, when they're not in idle.
Okay.
This happens to me several times. The head tech from Premiere told me to use the soft end of the handle of a hammer to hit the center of the Premiere unit, since the relay is mounted on the backside of the faceplate. Sounds crude, but it helps to get the large constant current relay to trigger again. Hope this helps.
Interesting. So in essence, I think the keyword there was if you don't turn off the welder when it's idling, it gets stuck. The relay gets stuck.
Yes,
So
kind of.
I do remember, I think when I was first installing the Premiere on my the first gen 4Runner, that John Allen said you need to make sure that you drop the idle, drop the RPMs on your engine before turning off the welder.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I did that while on the Rubicon or if I just shut it off right away and then dropped the RPMs.
So maybe you can try to run the Premiere, and then it sounds like the tech from Premiere said to use the soft
dead
end
blow hammer.
dead blow hammer and hit the center of the Premiere unit.
Okay, on top. Okay,
on top to more or less
if that
trigger
happens
the relay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's great. I'm glad we got that through because I definitely was kind of pissed and concerned that this brand new alternator that has been welded on before may have fried something again. So, okay.
On the flip side, maybe the brand new alternator fried maybe a few things.
Well, that's, as far as I know, the Premiere alternators, they run 12 volt.
Okay.
They don't increase voltage really. I mean, they go up to 14.5, 14.8. What makes the Premiere alternators work really well is that they work at a high frequency.
Got it.
So, most like the United States standard for AC current is 60 hertz.
Okay.
So it's reversing polarity, alternating 60 times in 1 second or 60. Yeah, 60 times 1 second. So, so the Premiere alternator runs at higher frequencies in order to weld, not higher voltages to weld. So, that's why the Premieres sing to you while you're welding. They kind of whistle. So I don't know if the Premiere did the over voltage.
Right.
Or something else.
Yeah. Maybe there was an over voltage that happened somewhere.
And it kind of caused something else to
caused your Premiere to stick or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But it sounded like you got it fixed while you were out there.
I was able to turn the welder on. I didn't try welding again with it though.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that was came in from Kellen Graves, one of our Snail Squad members.
Sweet. I was gonna say I know that name.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, Kellen. And thanks everybody else for calling in. I love bringing up problems on the podcast because we have such good, smart listeners. Like you guys come up with some, really good information. And that was another example of that happening. So thank you everybody that calls in and spends the time to give us feedback on the show, whether it's good, bad, talking about compressors, going over your time limits, whatever it is. We love hearing from you guys. It's a lot of fun. It's our favorite segment of the show. So keep calling in and we'll keep doing it.
Absolutely. You can phone and call us 916-345-4744. Unless you're Kellen, it would work for everybody else.
Right.
You can always find us on Instagram. I'm over at Jimmy at SnailTrail4x4. I'm over at SnailTrail4x4.
Yeah.
Tyler's over at 4x4 Toyota Tyler. You can email us, Jimmy or Tyler at SnailTrail4x4.com. There we go.
Sweet. And I think that does it. So have a great weekend. We'll see you guys Monday.
Bye-bye.
The number you have called has been disconnected.